Yo, what's going on, man? Today is June the 12th, and we have two WNBA games for tomorrow. We also have NBA Finals game number 4. So we're going to break all those games down. Before we do so, we always start the show by doing a quick recap of recent bets. Yesterday, we just jumped straight into the recap. I actually didn't do a recap the day before either, so I wanted to update the last couple of days in the WNBA. I've still just been absolutely trash, honestly. We hit Atlanta money line against Indiana the other night. Took the Sparks team total, first half team total over, first half team total under, and full game team total under. One of those cashed, the full game under, even at overtime cash, but they did go over in the first half. Seattle last night against Minnesota got whatever it is that they wanted. They shot 70% in the first quarter. Blasted Minnesota Lynx in Seattle. Just literally couldn't stop them. Seattle's offense is very night and day, is very hot and cold, and last night it was super hot, even against the Minnesota Lynx. My thought process behind taking the bet was Minnesota had been the second best defensive team in the WNBA, only giving up about 72 points per game. And even though Seattle covered but didn't win when they played in Minnesota about 2 weeks ago, the New York Liberty are going to be waiting on the other side for whoever it is in this Commissioner's Cup. And I thought Minnesota might be enough motivation for them to want to smack up Seattle, so that they could make sure that they were going to be that team to come out of the Western Conference for the Commissioner's Cup finals against the Liberty. Nah, they not. They played around with their food. Seattle smashed them last night. They went well over that 76 and a half team total. And then Sparks and Aces under 168. Thought process was that Sparks coming off an overtime game, only 1 day of rest in between. Aces just lost by 27 points against the Valkyries. They will bounce back defensively, if not offensively, because I've seen this offense be really, really bad recently. Nah, didn't matter, man. Aces couldn't stop the Sparks. The Sparks, Rakia Jackson scored 30, career high 30 points. Azarae Stevens was balling. Dearica Hamby was doing her thing. Like, everybody was hooping, honestly. They didn't even get that much from Kelsey Plum, and they go way over 168. Aces look really bad, and they're making me look really bad. So I keep not backing them, but I keep finding a way to find my way into a Aces bet, and it keeps being losers. I lost by a hook the other day against them in the Valkyrie, so yeah, it's been pretty bad recently, but we'll get it all together. On the opposite side, I did go 1-0 in the NBA yesterday. I took the under. I actually put a little bit on the under before the game started, but then I took the live under, sent it out to the members at halftime. I think we got under 236 and a half, I think was the number. So ended up being a winner. Couple really good days in the NBA. I also lost in the NBA. What I lost on was OKC series price minus 2.5 games. They're of course down 2-1. Thought that they would, this was before, of course, game 1, but game 1 slipping away definitely hurt that bet a lot. We'll see if they can bounce back tomorrow, and we'll break down all the games for on the slate for tomorrow. All three, 2 WNBA and 1 NBA. Algina says, "What's up, Chris in chat? Went 1-1 NBA, 1-1 the W the other night. Let's find some winners tonight." Yeah, that's kind of be like, just for me, I had to get back to just breaking even too, though. W is it's volatile right now. It's definitely volatile. What's up, Prestigious Prodigy? What up, Peasy? Appreciate you for tapping in. What's up, Mark? Hope all is well with you. Marquis says, finally off to make a nice show, man. I know I've been kind of, when the summer ends, like my schedule will go back to, being a little bit more consistent. But right now, I've been saying this on the last couple shows, but I'm just trying to find the time to do a show. Like, it's been like, I don't really have a set time that I can do shows, just because my son got me in everything, man. He got basketball practice. He got basketball camp, soccer camp, just doing a lot of different things right now. So trying to, be a good father, man. So I'm just trying to get these shows in when I can and share my thoughts and opinions with you guys. What's up, Premium Picks? Appreciate you for tapping in, bro. What's up, G Herb? Appreciate you for tapping in as well. Let's jump into it. Enough of me talking. Let's talk about jaXon, your AI sports betting handicapping homie, partner, assistant, tool, whatever you want to call it. Tomorrow, I wanted to know the best 2 WNBA bets, 1 over, 1 under. jaXon tells me that it likes Dejanay Carrington over her 17.5 points against the Aces tomorrow. Her points plus rebounds are 17.5. So she's hit the over in 80% of her last 5 games, 60% of her last 10 games, showcasing strong recent form. Her season average for combined stats, 17.09, and when playing as a visitor, it actually increases to 18.33. While her performance against the Aces this season has been mixed, 33% hit rate, her overall upward trend and consistency on the road makes this a solid pick. So take Dejanay over her 17.5 points plus rebounds. I actually looked a little bit into that. It does make a lot of sense. We'll talk about it a little bit more in a second. Next up, Arike Egumbawale, her teammate for the Dallas Wings, take her under 16.5 points tomorrow. Says she's hit the under on this line at 80% of her last 5 games, 60% of her last 10, indicating a downward trend in scoring. Her season average of just 15.73 and her average as a visitor is 16.67, both below this line, which 16.67 is above 16.5, but neither here nor there. While she performed well against the Aces in the past, 66.67% over hit rate, her recent struggles in the Aces' strong defense make the under a favorable option. I don't know about the Aces having a strong defense. That's my thought process. Also, total-wise, I wanted to give you guys something for a total. Chicago and Atlanta, it looks like under 158.5. Says the Sky's offense has been inconsistent, averaging just 76 points per game this season. The Dreams' defense has been solid, only allowing 78.44 points per game, ranking 7th in the league, which I think is a little bit better than that. Recent matchups between these two teams have leaned under, with 4 of their last 5 meetings staying below this total. So take the under 158.5. Looks like it's available on DraftKings at -108 is what jaXon is saying. So under between Chicago and Atlanta, which I will talk about it. I like that. And Arike Egumbawale under her 16.5 points, and Dejanay Carrington over 17.5 points plus rebounds. Those are the things that jaXon is liking in this game. So let's jump into it. We'll start with the NBA first. I got a lot of notes that I want to share with you guys here. Haven't bet the game yet, but I know where I want to go. I just haven't hit the button yet. I'm probably going to end up playing this, but I just haven't yet. So Thunder are 6-point favorites on the road. Of course, it's a potential bounce back game for them after losing game 3. Total sitting at 225.5, which is where it opened up at as well. So we go through it, right? Game 1, Pacers came back, ended up winning the game, shot the ball really well from the 3-point line, also dominated the glass. I highlighted this and talked about this for game 2. Pacers also turned the ball over, close to like 20 times in the first half, finished with just 25. With just 25, even though they turned it over 20 times in the first half, ended up, winning this game. OKC did bounce back in a big way in game 2. Of course, they won that game. Pacers didn't shoot the ball as well from the 3-point line. OKC rebounded the ball a lot better. SGA looked really good. And then we saw game 3. So these are the numbers from game 3. Pacers really shot the ball well. 51% from the floor. Tyrese Halliburton got it going early. Barely missed a triple-double. Pacers played with a lot more pace. And OKC, even though they end up, having a lead, at different parts of the game, offense looked really terrible down the stretch. I mean, they just couldn't score. Missed a bunch of shots in the last few minutes, which was nice for my over, nice for my under. And look at the free throw percentage. I put this up here as well. This is something I think is key, right? 76.7% from the free throw line, 23 of 30. This is a little bit alarming because if we go back, right, we look at OKC in game 2. You can see they shot 87.9%. In game 1, they shot 87.5%. So going on the road and shooting 76%, missing 7 free throws, losing the game the way that they did, to me that stands out a little bit. And I'll tell you guys, to me, in my opinion, it's not that OKC can't win, they can't beat the Pacers because they dominated the first 2 games. Just ended up losing it because Pacers don't really give up. To me, it's more alarming because I watched that game and the Pacers put so much pressure on Shai Gilgeous-Alexander in that game. I mean, they were, picking him up. Andrew Nembhard was picking him up full court the whole entire game. They were making him really, really work. SGA went well under his 33.5 points in that game as well. So, you see the players for the Oklahoma City Thunder with the defensive intensity that they're playing with. You see them kind of lay on the floor when fouls are called, just trying to catch their breath. In my opinion, how that impacts this game is how it impacts the games moving forward. We just gonna see a lot of teams just kind of I think the offense is going to just become less and less for both teams throughout. I think, game one went under, game two went over by, I think it was a half a point. Game three went under. Now this total opens up even lower. I think we're going to see just even more defense being played by both of these teams as the series go on. I think OKC is going to get, be more worn out. It don't seem like the Pacers ever get worn out, but I do think we're going to see more and more unders because I am expecting, these teams not to shoot the ball as well. Even though OKC shot 45% from the 3-point line, I'm expecting the offenses to kind of slow down as the series goes on. That's just my personal thought process. Also, going back to game three, you can also see OKC couldn't take care of the basketball. 19 turnovers led to 21 points off turnovers, which is very uncharacteristic of OKC. So where does all this leave me as far as making a bet? Actually, I have one more slide I wanted to share with you guys as well. And you can screenshot this. Just kind of just look into it. It's just some of the things that I looked into for both of the teams. I'll just read through them really quickly, tell you guys where I'm thinking about going. So OKC, you can see at the top, 5-0 straight up, 3-2 against the number, coming off a loss as a favorite this season in the postseason. 4-1 to the over. OKC has not covered a road game. They're 0-8 against the spread on the road in the playoffs so far this season. After losing last night and not covering that game, they are 3-0 straight up, 0-3 against the spread in the playoffs in game four. So they have won all their game fours. They have not covered in any of them though. 2-1 to the over in those games. And then the trends that I found for the Pacers, 3-0 straight up and against the spread in game fours. They have not lost a game four yet in the playoffs. 3-0 to the over, 5-3 straight up, 4-4 against the spread after winning as a dog in their next game. Well, in their last game, winning as a dog. And 0-3 against the number, coming off a win as a dog if they are at home. So they have not done well in this spot, specifically if they're the home team. And then some situational trends as well, just kind of encapsulating the finals and game fours. You can see finals with the road favorite. After game number 3, they're 16-5-2 to the under. That's 76.2%. I don't want anything to do with the over in this game. Is under or nothing for me. That's a super strong trend. And it gets stronger, right? Finals game 4 specifically with a road favorite, 7-1 to the under, 5-3 straight up, but just 3-5 against the number. So road team wins, the road favorite wins, but they don't cover most of the time. If it's the finals game 4 in which the previous favorite lost as a favorite, 9-0-1 to the under, and that is applicable for the Oklahoma City Thunder. So to me, I like where does that leave me with a bet? I like under 225.5. And you may get a better number live after halftime because we have seen some high scoring first halves. And then the pace kind of slows down and it dies a little bit in the second half. And I like OKC. I want to play OKC first half minus the 3.5. I think that's the best play on the board. We know that the Pacers aren't necessarily going to give up. I do feel like 6 is a tad bit disrespectful. But yeah, I think it's a zigzag series. I think the Thunder are the right side. I think they can get the job done. And force, come back home with the series tied 2-2. Now, will they cover the spread? I'm not sure. I do think that they'll have at least a 4-point lead at halftime in this game, though. So I like OKC early, minus the 4.5. I like OKC, and I like the under 225.5. Didn't really look too much in the player props. There'll be some adjustments made for sure, but that's how I'm kind of seeing this game happening. Let's go back to what you guys are thinking, and we'll keep it moving. We'll get over to the WNBA. Malik says, Chris, what up, my dog? He says, hope you made some money fading the sky against New York the other night. I put in this is a small little wager. I didn't even play it. I didn't even send it out. I put in Liberty team total first quarter. They ended up with 26, and I had 22.5. I thought the number was just a tad bit too low. Couldn't understand it. FanDuel was hanging like a minus 125 up. So just a little bit. Mark got some looks here. We'll talk about those in just a second. Mark says turnovers definitely hurt in OKC. It was actually kind of crazy they turned the ball over that much, in my opinion. But one thing you can't, we always talk about the Pacers defense not playing that well. Pacers defense really turn up when they need to, man. They blitzed them a lot. Mish. That's a fact. Me says Holly goes under 18.5 points. Okay. Bissy says, what up to the chat? What up, Bissy? Meach says, I'm doing under 226.5, minus 115 on BetMGM. I don't even think I saw that available. Let's just double check it real quick. Oh, so you can alter it. Okay. Because I see 220. I see 225.5 on all the books right now. I wish I could catch a 226.5. And like I said, I don't want to rush it because I do think that, the pace comes out, it starts off early with a lot of points being scored, and then it could slow down. That's what we saw in the last game, right? I put a little bit on under. I got a pretty bad number, so I didn't send it out, but I bet under 226 in game 3. And then at halftime, it was up to 236.5. So I doubled down, and we saw the defense and these teams slow down. I like the whole second half to go under, though, definitely, especially with, just how hard these teams are playing. Eventually, especially with the pace that they play at, you will start to see things slow down. You will see teams start to miss shots. I do think that those things are going to happen. Malik says, go ahead and drop that under for the members, Chris. It's in my best stuff already. I didn't bet it yet, Malik. I didn't bet it, bro. But I do think these trends are way too strong. And these same trends were applicable, which is why I ended up playing it. These trends were applicable in the last game. I'm just thinking to myself, like, man, if the Pacers going to win, which I thought the Pacers could cover last game. I didn't necessarily think that they were going to win, but I did think that they could cover at the crib. I was thinking if the Pacers were going to win, that their offense was that the Thunder's offense wasn't going to show up, and I couldn't have been more wrong. Wrong. I thought that both teams were going to be able to score if the Pacers were going to be able to cover. But yeah, OKC's offense, I think they've only hit their team total over in one of their 8 playoff games so far. So I like under. Mark says, agree with you on the under. I played it all 3 games. I like it. We about to go to the W in just a second, Jason. Yeah, I didn't send it out. Did not send it out yet. But yeah, I like under, man. Bitsy says, Chris, the Pacers team total has been hitting at a high clip. Care to have a look? Yeah, that Pacers team total, I think they are, let's see. Let's just double check it real quick. Pacers. So Pacers, I think they've hit it in 2 of the 3 games so far, right? Let's see. Yeah, they hit it in game 1 by 1 point. I was sick after that because Tyrese Halliburton hit that game winner to get them to 110, and I had to 111, and I had 110.5. That hurt me bad. And then they didn't get it in game 2. They barely missed it by half a point. They finished with 107. The team total was 107.5 or 108.5, and then they did get it in game 3. So maybe it's Thunder. I like the Thunder though, so I don't want to bet Thunder team total under. But I do think that this is going to be, the adjustments just going to keep happening, right? So OKC first half for me minus the 3.5, and then I do like full game under. We'll see where the total goes though. Verlin says, yeah, I like the team total over as well. Thinking about Pacers team total over. Man, don't let me talk y'all off. Pacers been, here's the thing though. Like, I don't want to talk y'all off. Like, y'all play what y'all gonna play, right? But the thing is, if the Thunder don't turn the ball over, what was it? I just showed you guys. What was it? The Thunder don't turn the ball over 19 times and give up 21 points. You can see it right here in the yellow, right? If they don't turn the ball over 19 times and give up 21 points, the Pacers probably don't get to their team total over. I'm talking about, y'all watch the game. TJ McConnell out there looking like Darrell Reeves. Just, let me get that. Just throwing the ball right to him. I don't think that's going to happen again. I don't see the Pacers shooting 52% from the field again. I think you'll see the best game from the Thunder from an effort perspective all season. Not that they didn't play with great effort, but I think the turnovers come down a little bit. It's going to be a ruckus crowd again, though. Like, Thunder this is going to be the biggest test that they faced all season. This is going to be the biggest test for sure. You can't go down 3-1. I get it. You're the favorite in the series. You're still the favorite in the series. You were minus 750, 800 coming into the series. You can't go down 3-1 though. You can't go down 3-1. Yeah, don't let me talk y'all off though. Not let me talk y'all off. Reeves Allen, man. TJ McConnell was out there. Let me get that. All right, let's move over to the W, man. Like I said, I like Thunder first half, minus the 3.5. I think they have a 4-point lead at halftime. And I like under 225.5, but I haven't bet either one of them yet. All right, let's move over to the W. So tomorrow, I got to really lock in on the W. So I'm apologize in advance because I'm about to really get really locked in when it comes to the W. And a lot of the times when I'm giving out these plays moving forward, there's probably going to be lines that have moved because I'm waiting. I'm getting the worst of the number. Then I'm not wanting to play. And it's been killing me. It's actually like really, really been killing me. So I apologize in advance if the numbers that I start to bring on the show when I do a recap are not the same numbers that are available. I'm going back. I'm looking at my wins and losses because I'm getting smoked in the WNBA, and I'm thinking about Atlanta. Took Atlanta on the money line the other day. One of the easier bets that I placed in a while. And the reason why I felt so comfortable doing it because I made that move as soon as I saw Caitlin Clark rolled out. Just so happened to be handicapping the game anyway. So that's what I'm gonna start doing moving forward. Anyway, these two games, I have bet both of them. Small wages for myself. I didn't go too crazy, but this first one up is the Sky in the Dream. This line opened yesterday. I didn't even get the best of the number. I saw Atlanta laying 10, and this total was at 161. It's now up to 11.5 on some books. It's actually up to 12 on most books, and the total has come down to 158. So money coming in on the under, money coming in on Atlanta. I like them both. I see it down to 157 on a couple books as well, 157.5. I like them both. So let's jump into it. So Chicago, they have lost both games since Courtney Vandersloot went down. She tore ACL. Get well soon, Courtney Vandersloot. Both games went under. Second straight road game for them. Chicago only has 2 wins this season. They beat the Dallas Wings twice. Outside of that, they're 0-8 straight up. I think like 1-7 against the spread as well. Like this is not a team that's covering, not a team that can score the basketball at all. For the Atlanta Dream, second straight home game, they beat Indiana by 19 as a 5.5-point favorite. Nice little bounce back spot after losing to Connecticut a couple nights ago. This is the first matchup between these two teams. Chicago, when I was looking into the numbers, right, this is Chicago's offense. They got an offensive rating of 90 with Courtney Vandersloot off the floor, 96 with her on the floor. The 90 offensive rating with Courtney Vandersloot off the floor, is behind even the Connecticut Sun, who are the worst rated offensive team. Now, don't get it twisted. Chicago is the second worst offensive rated team, but it's even worse without Courtney Vandersloot. I just don't think it's going to get better. Mariah Jefferson's already been rolled out. The Chicago team is second worst in effective field goal percentage. They turn the ball over more than any other team. They get no easy buckets. They rank 12th and 13th in points off turnovers, below average and fast break points, and they're bottom 3 in the league in opponent points scored off their turnovers. So they get no easy buckets at all. And opponent second chance points allowed as well, and opponent fast break points. So Chicago they're just really, really bad, man. What Chicago does well, though, like if you were trying to find a way to back Chicago, is they offensive rebound the basketball, right? Angel Reese, Cardosa. This is the number 1 offensive rebounding team on the season. The reason that may not even be a huge advantage in this game is because Atlanta actually is the second best rebounding team in the WNBA. Second fewest offensive rebounds allowed as well, both on the full season and the last 5 games. Atlanta is actually the best rebounded team in the league. My fault. I said second best. Best offensive rebounded team is the Atlanta Dream. So hopefully they don't come in here, let up at all. Don't play around with their food. So Chicago's also a team that they do most of their damage in the restricted area in the paint, right? Atlanta's top 5 defensively in both of those in the last 5 games in both of those shot zones. On the flip side, you look at Atlanta's offense and Chicago's defense. I mean, and it's a landslide, right? Atlanta's 3rd in offensive rating. Chicago's defense is 11th defensively. And they're top 3 in the league in points, in field goal percentage. Chicago's defense is bottom 3rd in opponent effective field goal percentage as well. Chicago has been a double-digit dog twice this season. Both of those games they lost outright. Both of those games they didn't cover either the spread. Both of them happened to come against the New York Liberty, of course, and they got smoked in both of them. I'm thinking Atlanta could do the same thing. Not that Atlanta is good as the Liberty, because nobody is, but I think that Atlanta could do the same thing here. Chicago averaging just 69.5 points in 6 games outside of playing against the Wings. Like, this offense is just really bad. Dream 4-0 to the under at home. They've held each of their opponents under their team total, allowing just 67 points per game across 4 games. Atlanta's the second best defensive rated team in the W at the crib this season. So I consider first half under. The number I don't think was even available when I looked at it earlier. That was more so based off Moneyballer. Moneyballer has some things to show me that Chicago's opponents are 4-1 to their team total under in the first half. And Atlanta has actually held all 4 of their opponents under all of their first halves have gone under when they've been playing at home. So I consider first half under. I do think that Atlanta is going to. I don't know if they're going to struggle to score because their offense hasn't been the best at home, but I don't expect the Chicago Sky to be able to score the basketball. The reason why I didn't take Chicago team total is because it's 72.5. That's like super low. So the books aren't expecting them to score too many points, but 72.5 is low, man. And then last but not least, I failed to mention this, and this is why I didn't get involved with the total, even though I do agree with the the total coming down. The reason why I didn't get involved is because these two teams play two different ways. I'm not sure if the Chicago Sky are going to try to continue to play fast. They're second in pace in the full season. The Atlanta Dream actually don't play fast. They're 11th in pace, 12th in pace in the last 5 games. So I'm not sure who's going to be able to dictate pace. I guess if I had to, take a wild guess, I would say the Atlanta Dream. I don't think Chicago's going to want to play fast, but we'll see how that goes. I agree with the total coming down, I guess, from the 160 to the 158.5, but I didn't bet the game as far as the total goes. From a player prop perspective, we'll just take a quick stroll over to Moneyballer. I'm sorry, over to Outlier. But check out Oddsjam. Linking for that in the description, of course. Alicia Gray has been hooping, man. She's coming off a game. You look at her points and assists, but I consider 21.5 for her. Her points are up to 17.5 now. You can see she's coming off a 23-point game against Indiana, who are pretty good defensively. Indiana is. You can see that Chicago's defense is 13th, so they give up the most points per game. Alicia Gray has been just been hooping, man. You look at her, her last 10 games, which are all from this season outside of this one right here. Shooting 52% from the field, 45% from the three-point line. We just, isolate this the last 5 games, shooting 58% from the field and 50% from the three-point line. I mean, she got it all going. Minutes are there, right? 30 minutes per game. I think getting Jordan Canada back, putting her in the point guard position, which I was looking for Jordan Canada assists. They're not quite listed, not listed quite yet. I don't even know if they'll be listed, but if I want to play this game, I think I do want to bet on Alicia Gray to go over on her points prop. I also highly considered, and this is probably a little bit contrarian, but I considered Angel Reese under her 11.5 boards. I just kind of feel like because Atlanta is such a good defensive rebounding team, she probably will struggle to rebound the basketball in this game specifically. And if Atlanta blows them out, Chicago could be, sitting there plays on the bench, and Angel Reese could stay under those 12 boards. So I should have probably pulled that up so you guys could see it. But those were the two things that I considered. I didn't bet any player props in this game. I did lay I think I got 11, 10.5, 11. I think I got maybe 11.5 if the lines moved to 12. Is what I ended up playing in this game, though. I got 11.5. 11.5 was available on FanDuel earlier when I sent it out. It's still 11.5 available on BetMGM at -115 right now. Let's see. How about my girl Alicia Gray going on? Yeah, I like it, Jason. Like it a lot. Premium says the same thing, over 16.5. Jason says if Ryan Howard is going to continue to run the point guard instead of Canada, I don't see her scoring much going forward. She didn't look to shoot whatsoever the other night. And it could be the total opposite this game, Jason. She could, however, say, what? It's my turn to get mine and absolutely trying to go crazy. Mark says Atlanta paddling hard to catch the liberty. Atlanta is actually pretty good, man. I didn't expect Atlanta to be this good. But Bree Jones looks really, really good on this team. Brittany Griner looks like she's kind of turned back the hand of time a little bit. Alicia Gray, even that bench, Naz Hillman, they got some ballers. I like Coffee, all that. Let's see. All right, that's enough on this one. Let's move over to the next game. And I've thought about this one for a really long time. I actually saw this line open up last night, but I think the Aces were laying 10 when I first looked at it. And I watched the game last night against the Sparks because I played that game. And I was just really frustrated. And I knew that, that the Aces had this game coming up against the Wings. And, I told myself, just going backwards, I told myself after the Aces lost to the Valkyries that I wasn't going to fade them. I said the Aces can, they already beat the Sparks by double digits this season. And I said, man, this nice little get right spot. You land pretty much double digits on the road, and then you lose the game by 27. I was like, oh, Aces about to go crazy. And they didn't. They absolutely didn't. They came out and got like a 5-point lead, 6-point lead in the first quarter, and they got smoked the rest of that game. Now, do I want to take the Wings? I mean, it's not the most favorable matchup, but the reason why this line has come all the way down is because A'ja Wilson left that game. She got elbowed, I think it was, by De'Arica Hamby unintentionally. She was leaking from her nose, never came back. I'm thinking she's not going to play in this game, and that's why I ended up playing this one. Jumped on the line early. I got the Wings +8. And it's not the sexiest play, right? The Wings are absolutely not good at basketball, but I'm just can't imagine a world where I want to lay points with the Aces all of a sudden. So the injury report came out that A'ja Wilson is listed as doubtful. I'm projecting her not to play. Don't think that she's going to play in this game. We'll see if she ends up playing. But I think she'll miss this game. I do think that she'll miss this game. Typically in the WNBA, when a player leaves, they don't play in the next game. We'll see how how that goes. But yeah, she didn't return. Coach Hammond said that they had to wait for some further evaluation. They probably just kind of trying to lag it a little bit. But the Wings, not a good team, right? 1-10 straight up this season. Only 3-8 against the spread. However, all three of the Wing spreads that they've covered have come on the road. That gave me a little bit of like, okay. That helps me a little bit, right? The reason why is because the offense actually averages 9 more points on the road than they do at home. The defense, which is pretty bad in both places, home and road, they give up 1 less point per game on the road than they do at home as well. Also love that they got Paige Beckers back in that last game last night. She had a career high 34 points in that game against the Phoenix Mercury, who are, one of the better defensive teams, especially at home. Hopefully Paige can continue to play well on the road here. And like I said, you just can't lay points with the Aces, man. I was going through the numbers against the Sparks. I couldn't even get there with them laying 11, and I thought it was a nice low bounce back spot. I'm really, really worried about this team. If you don't have A'ja, it's a lot of things that the Aces are trying to do right now. And it's not like they won't be locked in and motivated for this game, because I am expecting them to be that. I just can't lay points with them. I even heard Becky Hammond talking about Jewel Lloyd potentially coming off the bench, right? Like everybody, they're just trying to figure anything out right now. So I'm expecting a sense of urgency, but I just couldn't lay this many points with the Aces. I think it's a wing spot, man. I do think it's a wing spot. I don't think that they're going to win the game. They got enough talent, in my opinion, if Enrique can, have a good shooting night where she don't shoot 5 for 16 and finish with 10 points. But I just think that they got enough, man. I like Dejanay Carrington. I like, Maddie Siegrist. Of course, Paige Beckers. We need her to come through. And as far as the Aces go, like I said, it's more of a fade to them. Not only not covering 2 straight games, but they've lost both of those games, and both of them they were close to double-digit favorites. They haven't been good ATS all season. Little overrated, little overpriced. Just 3 and 5 against the number. One of those covers coming against the Connecticut Sun. I couldn't quite get there, man. I looked into some trends as well, right? Teams that have lost back-to-back games as a favorite are typically a fade in the W. 38, 57, and 3 against the number, only covering about 40% of the time if they're favored in the next game. And also the numbers with Paige Beckers in, right? Paige on the floor, Dallas is getting outscored by just 5 points per 100 possessions. So net rating is just a -5, opposed to her being off the floor. They're getting outscored by 12 points per 100 possessions. The defense is actually 5 points better with her on the floor as well. They've actually hit their team total over in 5 of the 7 games that Paige has played so far this season. So yeah, I couldn't quite get there, man. The Aces got a lot of flaws right now. One of the worst ones is their rebounding. They're actually the worst rebounding team in the league. They just don't have a lot of size at all. Dallas is 5th best in rebounding. Dallas is also number 1 in the league in second chance points. And because the Aces lack so much size, they actually bottom 3 in points allowed via the second chance shot. So I think Dallas got a couple ways to kind of keep this game close. This line has come crawling all the way down from, you still can get a 6 if you got Bally Bet. I don't know how much faith I got in the Dallas Wings, because they can, absolutely get blown off the floor, especially if Enrique is playing terrible. But I just don't want to lay points with the Aces, man. I think if they win, it'll be a close game. They just trying to get a win. They ain't trying to win by 100. So I did take the +8, and I'm already looking forward to the games that are going to come up after this, because I'm trying to get ahead. I gotta make my money back, man. I've been getting smoked in the WNBA. Let's see what you guys are saying. Premium says, seems like the Aces are my most trickiest team. I tend to stay away, but curious what you got. Yeah, I bet the Wings, man. It's ugly. It's an ugly play. Now don't get it twisted, but I bet the Wings. Joshua says I took Aces live -1.5 yesterday. Yeah, they're just going through it, man. Premium Pick says I'm with you. The picks make sense. Unsure what Aces team you're getting. The Wings will give a good effort. Take the points. Yeah. Mark says he thinks points will be scored over 156, over 166. So the only reason I did not take the points, Mark, is because take the over, is because if Asia Wilson doesn't play, I'm not sure what the Aces offense is going to look like. Like, I thought about it, right? I know the Wings are terrible defensively. Let me just pull the numbers up. Aces are terrible defensively as well. Wings are fourth in pace over this full season, fifth in pace last 5 games. Aces are third in pace on the full season, number 1 in pace over the last 5 games. Aces giving up the second most points per game in the last 5 games at 89 per game. The Wings are giving up 88.5 points per game, which is the third most points per game. So yeah, these are terrible defensive rated teams. 12th in defensive rating for Dallas and 11th overall, 12th last 5 games. Aces 9th defensive rating and 9th overall last 5 games and for the full season. So absolutely, I agree with you there. The problem I have is if Asia Wilson doesn't play, who like do the Aces? Can Aces still score the basketball? I don't know. That scares me. That scares me, Mark. But I'm a hope that you cash it though. Rosie says Paige Beckers had 30. She did. I think it was 34. James says no Asia, no thank you. Chad says he got plus 12.5 on the Wings, but is there a spot? Yeah, I told you guys it was a 10, 10.5. I thought I saw 10. I should have just bet it then because I had a feeling Asia wasn't going to play, but I still moved and got the worst of the. I got a bad number, but I didn't get the worst of the number. 3.5 points of value here. We'll see. We'll see if 2.5 points of value. We'll see if it means anything. Chad says Dream -9.5. I took as well. We're on the same side. I just got a worse number, Dream. Chad, I hope you I hope we both cash it. Just go ahead and smoke the Chicago Sky like everybody else doing. James says Ace's offense hasn't looked right with Asia. Hasn't looked right with Jewel Lloyd. They're terrible, man. Ron says, what's up, Ron? He says both bottom 4 in effective field goal percentage defensively. They are. Yeah, Aces are they're actually number 12 last 5 games. Teams are shooting 57% from the floor, 10th over the full season. And the Dallas Wings defensively are 11th, both full season and last 5 games. Teams shooting 55% from the floor. So shout out to Ron in the chat, man. That is accurate information there for sure. These are terrible defensive teams. I just don't know what it looks like without Asia Wilson. Let's just go through and look at Asia Wilson on off the floor numbers this season. So the Aces are a plus 2.5 with Asia on the floor. Offensive rating of 102, defensive rating of 99.8. And then with Asia off the floor, they're minus 23.97. So almost a minus 24. They got an offensive rating of 101 and a defensive rating of 125. Wow. I mean, this is a team that doesn't have a bench, right? I mean, you could say, okay, it's time for the bench to step up. Who you betting on? Kirsten Bell? I mean, best of luck, man. Like this, they don't have the depth, especially, from somebody that's going to be able to, get stops. Like, I know they signed, who did they sign? They signed Jordan Holmes, I think it was her. Yeah, Jordan Holmes, I think is her name. I mean, she don't really move the needle that much. She gonna definitely get some playing time if AJ don't play tomorrow. The Wings team total was 81.5 when I looked at it, and I highly considered that. I think it's something that we could still consider, man. Wings team total over is still 81.5 right now. 81.5 minus 115 on BetMGM. I think they get to 82 points tomorrow. We expect the pace. If Enrique can make some shots, I like it. Ron says over as well. What up, Big Marv? Whoa, Ace's line is plummeted. Yeah, because Asia is listed as doubtful. She probably won't play. Rosie says got plus 12 soon as the game finished in Vegas. Chad says Aces will be forced to play small and fast when Stokes is out. Would only be over. That's a fact. They're gonna have to play fast. I think I was looking for the lines. None of them were available for the Aces players. And that's all, of course, predicated because of Asia Wilson. not being available. But I do want to go back real quick because jaXon liked that DiJonai look. I want to kind of give you guys what I was seeing with DiJonai Carrington as well for people who like player props real quick. So DiJonai points plus rebounds. This was the 16.5 that jaXon liked. I think jaXon like 17.5. And you can see when she's over, right? 19, 19, 19, 30, 20, and 19. I would go out on a limb and say she plays better with Paige Beckers than her playing without Paige Beckers as well, because Paige Beckers is somebody that, likes to facilitate. So points plus rebounds for DiJonai makes a ton of sense in my opinion. You can see she went under against Minnesota. Minnesota actually decided to play some defense in this game, gave up just 65 points, even though they didn't play any last night, and killed me. But yeah, under here, under against Atlanta and Minnesota again. This Aces team is not in the same stratosphere defensively as Minnesota, Atlanta, or Minnesota, or Seattle. Like all these 4 teams that she went under against are really good defensive teams. We know the minutes are going to be there. Even though they have been a little inconsistent, this is because they've smoked Connecticut so bad. But yeah, I would expect her projected to play 25 to 30 minutes tomorrow in this game, as long as the coach ain't doing anything crazy. I like the DiJonai look, man. I do like the DiJonai look by jaXon. I like that look a lot. Don't know if I'll play player props. Maybe I should though, because I did say Asia over her assist last night, and she did get that number, even though she didn't get to her point. So we shall see. Rosie says, I had to get the Aces last year out of my head. This is not the same team. That's a fact. I seldomly think that. I gave you guys the numbers. They're 3-5 against the numbers so far this season. I mean, it's still being priced like their last year Aces. Jewel Lloyd is not looking like it, and Chelsea Gray looks like she's about 3 steps slower. Outside of Jackie Young, their bench isn't even as good. They don't have Meg Gustafson. Cheyenne Parker-Tyus is still on maternity leave. Like, this is not a good deep team right now. And watch they end up blowing the wings out tomorrow, and I look like an idiot. But I'm cool with that. I got to ride with what my eyes are seeing. Tiffany Mitchell don't look good. James says bench is weak. Nay, Mitchell Evans. Yeah, they're not doing it. None of them are doing it. And they're seasoned vets too. That's the worst part, man. That's the worst part. Yeah. All right. We did a pretty good job here, man. A lot of analysis here. I did bet Atlanta minus 11.5. I did take Dallas plus the 8. I was still 8-12 with Atlanta because I think if they're gonna blow them out, they're gonna blow them out. It's not gonna be that close. The Dallas line is gone now. Like I said, I'm gonna try to get to these lines early. Even for the games is coming up, I'm already know what side I want to be on. So when I see the number, I can go ahead and just play it because I need to get my money back. I'm down little too much in the WNBA right now, and I haven't betted NBA yet, but I like OKC. I'm probably gonna be on first half minus 3.5. Just telling you guys right now, and then 225.5. I might get there on the under. I may wait until halftime, like I did last game, and then play the under 220, whatever the live number is at halftime. But these are the ways that I want to. The green ways are the ways that I played the games already, and the red ways are ways that I want to play the games, man. Hopefully, as always, this information was helpful. Check the resources out if you guys are interested. If you want the official plays, the link is in the description as well. All the resources that I use are here, though. Check them out if you're interested. Best of luck on whatever action it is that you guys do have, and I will catch you guys in the next one. I'm out.